This is TW Sports Talk, and we're coming off of the Eagles win this past week, the third straight at home. And yes, at home for the first home win since over 400 days, I guess they said it was. So with that in mind, let's give a round of applause to the Eagles for ending this winless home streak, and let's break down the win. Let's break down the win here.
You mean the choke that almost
the almost choke, I guess. Yeah, I mean, yeah, sort of like the first Redskins game, except more in the fourth quarter. But
same kind of scenario though. That offense died in the second
for the most
half,
part,
and the
yeah.
defense died also.
I mean, the play calling, I think, in the third quarter, it definitely was conservative. For the most part, I mean, I think the play calling definitely had a lot to do with that. And
you mean the substitutions of Bryce Brown on a key 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1,
stuff like that. Yeah,
and
not really
when you
mixing
have
it
the
up.
league's leading rusher right there.
Yeah, and obviously he was having a good game, and yeah, but I think sometimes maybe mix it up or something, maybe throw in a play action in there or something, and that but
hand off to Bryce Brown.
Yeah. Yeah, who at times, I mean, at times he has good runs, but not this
game. He had a nice screen pass given to him. Yeah, nice run out of it.
He's not bad in the passing.
And usually when you see him do those kind of runs, like last year, you always pray, don't fumble the football, don't fumble the football, don't fumble the football.
Yeah, and again, this was another game where the tight ends were used more. Some twin tight end sets.
So had a kind of a almost nice touchdown there.
He had an almost touchdown. I think Ertz had a nice catch.
Would it help me? It wouldn't have helped me win fantasy against you, but it would have maybe closed the gap maybe a bit.
Yeah,
who cares? I still have the tiebreaker over you. I got first place still.
At least for now. But
got 3 games left.
That's enough. Yeah, there's more games.
And I got half my roster on a bye week this week. So,
but anyhow, I mean, the offense was obviously clicking in the first quarter. But I mean, I feel like in this game, the whole Nick Foles thing was a little overshadowed by the defense because for 3 quarters they shut him down, and all day they were bringing the pressure.
That one,
Connor Barwin had a heck of a game.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
definitely.
Beast mode. He was. I mean, this defense was
that fumble.
Beast mode.
To RG333 was pretty nice.
Yeah. I mean,
that was a nice tackle.
There was some nice, I mean, the one sack, his helmet comes off and he's just like laying there on the ground.
I think he took like a cleat to the face too.
Yeah,
I mean, lineman. I mean, he should be lucky to get.
I mean, yeah, I mean, like throughout this game, I'm just waiting for him to, not get up or, because he was getting smacked around.
He took and the verbal frustration on his face, you could see it.
Yeah. I mean,
in fact, I think one time he actually showed him having an argument with Kyle Shanahan. Granted, it was not as bad as the Matt Schaub, Andre Johnson altercation on the sidelines.
Yeah,
but then again, I guess the Houston Texans are going in that direction too.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean, this defense was, it was sort of scary throughout the game. I mean, they shut them down for the most part, and then the fourth quarter came, and they were, suddenly the pressure wasn't getting there. I think to RG3. And he was getting a little more comfortable, and
Do you think maybe the defense got tired?
Maybe a little tired. I mean, although
a lot of 3 and outs, a lot of quick 3 and outs.
Yeah,
and also when we scored a lot of quick scores too.
Yeah.
So I mean that
right on big plays.
I think Washington dominated time possession in this game.
They probably did.
I may be wrong, but that's almost every game.
No, they probably did because I mean the Eagles have been a big play offense. They've been a lot of that. A lot of the scores were big plays. And, like I said, they were getting pressure. The defense was getting pressure all day on RG3, which was good because, I think we were missing 2 guys in the secondary. Earl Wolf was one of them. I think Fletcher we were missing. And, we were missing a few starters on this defense. And, so, the fourth quarter came around, and, maybe they were tired. They gave up 2 touchdowns. And both 2-point conversions with the way the math was. That's the way they had to go, and they let them have both. And then the last drive came, and then they definitely, I think Billy Davis was turning it on. They were getting some pressure to RG3 here and there. And then
That final play.
Not as
that final play was on RG3.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
he could have threw the ball away, and it could have been. I mean, it was a bad call on his ball.
Yeah, and I mean,
he tried to obviously throw it. I think when he was trying to throw it out of the his overthrow ended up being, as Skip Bayless said, an underthrow.
Yeah.
And just fell into the hands of it was Boykins, I think?
Brandon Boykin.
Yep.
Yeah.
Boykins caught it, yeah.
Yeah. And I mean give the defense credit for that though, because I think Connor Barwin was right there, ready to sack him, square to it. So
and I think RG3 said the reason why he didn't hang on to the ball was because he figured if one sack meant game over.
Yeah.
I would question that 40 seconds
yeah.
I think you had even no time. I think he had a chance to maybe.
It might have been a
spike and maybe a ball. I mean, because it was like, what was it?
Was it third down? I don't know.
I don't think it was third down.
I don't know what down it was, but I mean, it would have been a long. It would have been a long.
It was. Well, I don't know. I mean, this was after a defensive pass interference play,
maybe
a couple plays ago.
Yeah.
Which moved them almost like really.
So, yeah.
I mean, it went from like a Hail Mary, which was what Dad thought was going to come down to.
Yeah.
And after watching so many miraculous Hail Mary catches this span of a week, I didn't want to see it Hail Mary.
Yeah.
Because apparently defenses forget the whole concept of you knock the ball down.
Yeah.
Don't try to make an interception play.
Yeah.
Knock the ball down.
Yeah. You're hinting at the Baltimore Ravens one a couple weeks ago, right?
Well, not that the Georgia.
He kind of just batted it up.
Did you see the Georgia Auburn finish?
No, I didn't see that.
Same thing, an underthrown ball, and you had these two Georgia defenders that are both trying to get the game-winning pick here, and they both hit the ball, and it lands into the hands of this Auburn receiver who just runs in for a touchdown. Game over. Auburn wins in the end.
Yeah. The one the other week ago with the Bengals and the Ravens, though, I mean,
same thing.
He batted it up. It looked like he was like playing volleyball, like he was trying to, set it up for a spike.
You don't do this.
You swat it down.
Swat it down. You don't
this
volley.
Case,
you don't volley. You just swat.
Yeah, set it up for the spike, and You want
to be sure to use one hand.
Yeah.
You can't catch a ball with one hand usually.
Yeah. So, but yeah, when it came down to it on that last drive, they were in 4-down territory.
Mm-hmm.
I think they said RG3 was 6 for 15 on that drive. But yeah, a pass interference call helped.
Yeah.
Certainly, that didn't do the Eagles favors, and that they were doing enough in 4-down territory to almost score. But it came down to one big play, and kind of the story of the game was getting pressure, and that's what happened there on that play. And
the other story of the game was that we almost lost to Sean McCoy again for
that too. We've not.
And maybe that's why Chip Kelly is doing this whole Bryce Brown's going to come in and do some snaps here because he doesn't want to see our top back go up. I'm saying, why on a 3rd and 1 and a 4th and 1? Do you not have this guy in the game?
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah.
To me, it's...
Or even like Polk would be good on those kinds of run if you're not going to have LaShawn McCoy.
No, I'm just saying this feels like this is Chip Kelly still in this Oregon fantasy.
Trying to mix it up.
Because Oregon, it was, I could just send any running back and they can maybe go 20, 40-yard gain in these players. Yeah. And it's no, you don't have like 3 starting running backs. You got 1 starting running back, Bryce Brown and Chris Polk.
Yeah.
But there's only 1 running back, and it's LaShawn McCoy.
Yeah.
And he's clearly driving this offense. Yeah. So you throw him out of the game, I think you mix up the chemistry of the offense.
Yeah. And the funny thing here is that they actually ran a few read option plays where Nick Foles kept the ball.
I cringed every time he had the ball in his hand.
Yeah. Everybody says that. We all cringe when... But the thing was, like...
I'm just waiting for it. One lineman out of nowhere. He's concussed again.
The first,
And 2 come back from 2 concussions.
Yeah. Now, the funny thing is, though, I think, it's not being used as a weapon, but as a surprise. Because clearly the first time he did it,
he fooled the cameraman. Fooled me.
He fooled everybody.
I thought McCoy had the ball and was going to have a loss. Next oh, wait, Foles has he has a touchdown.
Yeah. I was watching, I don't know if it was London Fletcher, coming in for, to get Shady down and I'm just watching the guy and he's looking at wait a minute, Nick Foles kept it. Oh man,
Fletcher had a nice sack too.
Fletcher, yeah.
There was a nice one there which
he had a beat. Yeah,
it was almost a fumble too.
He had a bulldog. Yeah. Nick Foles was able to get up from it. I remember that. He had a brutal sack.
That was brutal.
That was still at the what is he 38, 39 and he can still lay some hits on certainly.
Yeah, definitely.
But couple read option plays there that with Nick Foles keeping it and as a surprise and
he's sliding.
So it worked.
They were the prettiest of slides. He's sliding.
Yeah, they're not they're like drops. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's not like it's not smooth looking. It's like he just like tries to like sit down on the ground. So it's hard to
just touch me. Like,
it's hard to explain.
Well, yeah, because once you're down, all the defense do is just tap you and it's over. They don't need to tackle you.
Yeah,
they just got to touch you.
Yeah,
then you're down.
Right. So
it's obviously less impactful.
Yeah.
That's usually why a lot of coaches say slide, because that way, although there's been plenty of times when somebody slides and some guy's diving, and next thing you know, the helmet happens, and the guy's knocked out.
Some good punting in there. Special teams has been looking solid.
Well, Washington has had trouble with special teams all season.
Yeah, definitely.
Especially when they have a practice guy.
Yeah.
Was it the guy in the practice squad? Was
maybe I'm not sure.
Yet he had his first reception against us, and he actually caught one of the 2-point conversions.
Yeah.
They actually showed his family in the press box.
Yeah.
Happy. This is his shining moment in the NFL, essentially.
Yeah, but they had a couple good punts where they kept it out of the end zone and pinned him deep.
Well, the Boykin one was the best one.
Yeah.
The one he dove in the end zone and just saved it.
Yeah. So, good stuff there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the defense, I think, had a lot to do with this game. There's the whole, coming in this game, the whole revenge factor that a lot of people, thought was going to work against the Eagles here.
Mm-hmm.
It's I didn't think that coming.
We'll have to mention Washington realized that this was a must-win, that they wanted to have any shot at making the playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
Really, if there was any expert left that still thought Washington had a shot at turning it around, it died in this game, essentially.
Everybody was saying, like, oh, when they were 3-6 last year like they are now, this is where they won the rest of their games. And, it's like the chances of that happening again, back in the same...
Well, to be fair, it's essentially the same guys as last year.
Yeah.
Some would say even better. Like, this is a team that had some guys that were injured last year and are back this year. And
And,
Alfred Morris was a beast.
Yeah. He's definitely good. And, the Eagles, played pretty well, I think,
I actually think he's third in the league in rushing.
I think he's up there in rushing.
I think it's McCoy. And I might be wrong, but I think Lynch is 2.
Lynch might be 2.
I think Lynch is 2. I might be wrong. But I do remember Morris is 3rd.
Yeah. Yeah, LaShawn McCoy is... and, of course...
So, Pro Bowl probably for him.
Yeah. And now that we bring up Pro Bowl, who else on this team do you think could be... Maybe Deshaun Jackson, I don't know.
Riley Cooper.
Right. Who knows?
They talked about this on first day. They said, you got to be surprised by how well he's been doing now.
Now definitely Connor Barwin, I think, should be
for
a
the
Pro
defense.
Bowler.
Oh yeah, he came out over.
Yeah. He was a great
acquisition. I think for offensive lineman, maybe Lane Johnson. I think his addition has really boosted their offensive line.
D'Amico Ryans maybe has helped out. No one from the secondary, but probably. But
Cox.
Maybe, Fletcher Cox. He's played well. There's been guys that have stepped up on this defense.
Kerry Williams.
Yeah. Yeah, probably not him.
The trash talker of the defense.
But yeah, last year this was a team that had nobody in the Pro Bowl, if you remember.
Oh, really? Huh, yeah.
So, this year, LaShawn McCoy.
If McCoy doesn't get in, I'd really be shocked.
Yeah, leading rusher in the NFL, he's got to be in. And a couple guys from the defense, I think, so that's
well,
stuff.
You know what? In the words of Stephen A. Smith, this defense, it bends but doesn't break.
It doesn't break, yeah.
And he
I've been saying the same thing.
He said, they give a lot of yards, but we're only 15th in points allowed.
Yeah.
It went less. I think they said in the last 6 games, we're only giving up 21 points to the defense.
Yeah.
So we give a lot of yards, Tyler, but they don't score a whole lot against us.
And this is earlier on in the year when the Eagles were struggling. That was the thing. The Eagles were second in yards, but they weren't scoring at the points that they needed in every game. That's now it's kind of in reverse with the defense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Eagles have been holding everybody under 20 points.
Although in the words of Skip Bayless, how did this team only score 3 points against the Dallas Cowboys?
Yeah, that's the thing. 3 weeks ago we were sitting here saying all right, well, we might be thinking about next year.
Granted, Foles got concussed and Barkley came in and God knows what Matt Barkley's going to do when he comes in.
The hamstring of Vic was re-aggravated. Yeah, that game was shot. And
don't get me wrong there, I am not even though some people have done this already, saying that this is the franchise QB, Nick Foles.
Yeah.
I refuse to commit to it.
There's still several games left to be. Let's
we
see
could
how
lose
he
the
does.
next 5, and all of a sudden it just vanishes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, the Redskins, they're the last place team in this division.
Not to mention, there's a lot of internal struggles clearly in this locker room.
Yeah.
There was a lot of hatred on that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, they played well against the Redskins. Obviously, who were probably a pretty hungry team entering this game, but
died pretty fast though.
Yeah. So I mean, they're sitting at 3-7 now behind the Giants.
But to be fair, this is based on the play calling I've seen. This team, season here and out, is going to all depend on one man, and that's Chip Kelly.
Yeah.
And his play calling.
Right.
Because there's been so many questionable play calls. I mentioned the read option and saying Bryce Brown on key down situations to Sean McCoy. Situations like that could decide a game technically.
Yeah.
And so really, it's Chip Kelly.
With Foles, I think with the read option.
Well, that's the thing. I can see now why. But Skip Bayless said, "Do not send Johnny Football to Philadelphia."
Yeah.
Don't even send Marcus Mariota because no QB is going to survive in this offense possibly.
Yeah.
And I can see why. Because when I see read options with Nick Foles, that slow turtle speed right there, I'm just waiting for one moment where, like I said, a linebacker comes out of nowhere and bam, the guy's out again.
Yeah.
And then you can have Vic go in there and he can get knocked out then too. And then Barkley can go in and he can get knocked out.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just saying. I understand the read option works.
Yeah.
But there was one time, Tyler, where they did it twice, back to back.
Yeah.
And when I saw that, I was like, you got to be kidding me.
Yeah.
You got to be kidding me. Protect your quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I think he's not necessarily using it as a weapon in that case. Maybe as a surprise. I mean,
okay, surprise. But
then we'll cut the Then later on, maybe they do it again, but Shady runs it, and then they think they might be accounting for Nick Foles. I don't know. I don't know what that was for.
Hell, you want to do a triple option? Fine, run triple options then.
Yeah.
Have Foles pretend he's going to have onto the ball, have McCoy behind him, and then lateral it to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
That might not work. It might actually cause a fumble probably, but and Foles will probably still get destroyed by somebody.
Yeah.
Because usually the whole point of triple option is that the quarterback's supposed to get hit,
and
then lateral the ball out because that way the defense is like off guard then.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think other than that, I mean, they did every week. He seems to be throwing out new wrinkles in this offense at least,
but he hasn't really modified it though. I know we have not seen a modification.
Not necessarily. No, not necessarily.
Which is kind of scary, Tyler, because if there's a coach that still lives. One thing about coaches is coaches live in their own bubble.
Yeah, but I mean,
and if he still is in this delusion that this is Oregon, this is the Pac-12, and I'm just saying.
No.
I know he's going to say we're top of the division. We're 6-5. We're on a 3-game winning streak. Yeah. We're also in one of the worst divisions in the league this year. And if we win a division on like a 7-9 record, I don't think that's a joke for joy thing. The mentality should be, okay, we improved, but we're not there yet.
Yeah.
And maybe some adjustments should be made next offseason in the playbook to maybe improve our record next year.
Well, I think as we're going, I think we're seeing some changes. But, yeah, as far as...
I want to see the read option out. I don't want to see it run as many times as I've seen it.
I mean, I think we're supposed to. I mean, I think Chip Kelly was supposed to run it a lot more with his, with the right quarterback. I think we'd see it a lot more, but I think it's.
If it's Johnny Manziel, he'd have no problem scrambling. But then again, Johnny doesn't know what's good for him. I think sometimes.
They'd probably be running a lot more if they had somebody
Marcus
like him.
would probably be part of that bubble too. Well, I did at Oregon. I mean.
Yeah.
I had like an 80-yard touchdown against Virginia just scrambling out of the pocket.
Yeah.
This is the NFL. How are we going to be? Oh, shit, these guys are faster than college.
Yeah. I think he's being a little spare with it only because, he's going to use it as a surprise element maybe, but probably not much more.
But, I'll admit it now. I think as far as every expert said, we're the first team to beat in the division at this point.
Right now, the Eagles control their own destiny.
I mean, if they can have the words of an ESPN analyst, I'll buy them. That's because there's nothing else in the store to buy.
Yeah.
Which is, it's accurate.
Yeah.
I mean, the only team you could buy this moment is the New York Giants, but they could lose to the Cowboys next week.
They have 2 games. They still have 2 against the Redskins. They might split maybe with the Redskins. Yeah, I
The
mean
Dallas game's big though.
Dallas. I think they
for
play
both teams.
I think they play Detroit still. They maybe somebody else that's good. I forget, but yeah.
Well, Dallas has to face an Aaron Rodgers Packers team. They got to face
yeah, that's true. Yeah,
Chicago
they
team, which we also have to face down the line.
They have it. Yeah, I think the Cowboys have it slightly tougher than us, but we'll see how it plays
I don't
out.
know. I mean, you
got
Arizona coming up.
Yeah, at home, off the bye. I mean,
but this is a red-hot Arizona team right now.
Well, let's see. I mean, they play. Who do they play this coming week? They play somebody.
Well, the Eagles have a bye. This is their bye week.
Yeah. So I mean,
the Cowboys face the Giants. That's your. I mean, like I said, the Giants win their one game behind us.
Yeah.
Along with the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And that's going to scare Eagles fans because this is a Giants team that when they go on a streak like this towards the end, they usually keep it.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done this twice, and in those 2 years, they won a Super Bowl.
Yeah. But I don't quite think I don't know if the Giants would win out. And,
I don't know. I'm just can't ignore this, Tyler. It's especially for a team that has a proven track record of doing this. The Washington one I really wouldn't buy because some people would also say that was just luck too.
Yeah.
That maybe that to the fact that RG3 was I think really RG, and that's what I'm saying too. Is RG3 he might be physically ready, but he's not mentally ready for playing anywhere right now.
I don't know. I mean, I just don't know if he's as good as people thought he'd be. But I don't know.
Well, no, I don't know. I mean, well, think about it this way. Remember when people were criticizing Derrick Rose for sitting out out of the Bulls, especially in a key game against the Heat, where if he would have played, they might have had a shot at beating the Heat. And especially when doctors were saying like for a while now, oh no, his Achilles is fine. He's physically fine at. And Derrick Rose said, look, I just don't think I'm mentally ready to return to the game yet.
Yeah.
He says, I'll start next year, but I'm not mentally ready. And you know what? I think that one full year sitting out benefited him.
Yeah.
I think it gave him time to recuperate, and that's what they said about RG. They think that maybe he's rushing back. Yeah. They thought he was rushing back because maybe he was physically ready, but maybe not mentally ready.
Yeah.
Because injuries do have a mental psychosis on athletes sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, Peyton Manning had the neck issue, and he was able to.
Well, some people said the same about that too. They said, "Well, how's Manning gonna?" I mean, it didn't really affect him, but
everybody, when he came back, everybody thought, it's gonna take him time to get in there, and the Broncos went 13-3 that year.
I mean, I think of Troy Aikman when he had his second concussion, because he pretty said the same thing. Look, I might be physically ready, but I mentally just can't play the game anymore.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan was the opposite. He said mentally I can still play the game. And even at the age of 50, you can say he mentally can still play the game. But physically, he cannot play the basketball anymore.
Yeah.
He's too old. His body takes too much of a beating now.
Yeah.
But I remember against Washington, she said, look, mentally I can do it, but physically my body's shot.
Yeah.
And some people say the same about Brett Favre. He thought mentally he could probably still keep playing, but everybody knew 40 years taking the beating he took, that body was going to collapse eventually.
Yeah. So, I mean, the bye week is coming. This win is good. I mean, the Eagles, heading into Thanksgiving, we can head in, with a win, with the bye week. And
I mean, that's the thing. Against Arizona, we have an advantage because of bye. Chance to recuperate some guys.
And I guess it's a long way to travel, too. I mean, I don't know.
Well, yeah, that's always been the whole debate of West Coast over the East Coast.
Different climate. Yeah. I mean, I don't know.
No. It's usually the travel. It's the lag time. That
too. Yeah, that too. Yeah, I mean, that's...
the 3-hour time difference that always messes with the head sometimes.
Yeah, so...
1 o'clock here is like 10 a.m. over there.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. But, I mean, then again, look what happened when we went to Oakland, So,
or when San Diego came here.
Yeah, so, I mean, who knows? Who knows? But at least this...
It goes both ways sometimes.
At least this home field disadvantage is now out of the picture.
Well, yeah, you hope the monkey's off the back now.
Yeah, the fans really seemed into that game, even from the get-go. I mean, I think they felt that, maybe this is...
Oh, yeah, no, man, you can hear the crowd reaction. It'd be weird if they had a massive event maybe a year from now there. And just imagine hearing that on a pay-per-view, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah. Of course, we're referring to some wrestling there. So yeah, I mean, this is, and also one thing I want to mention too is that there's a challenge early in the game that I think Chip Kelly could have easily won.
Oh, you mean the guy? Was it Alfred Morris?
So yeah, the ball. Clearly the guy was out of bounds.
Oh yeah,
catching
both
the
feet
ball.
right out of bounds. Yeah,
Yeah,
but the official, if you've seen the replay, like ran into like a lineman and he has back turn for
yeah,
a second. In the little second, he
yeah,
missed the foot
yeah,
there.
yeah.
But
And
then again, I don't think it made a
it
difference.
did make a difference because
It
the
would make a
defense
difference.
stopped him.
Yeah.
But my point is like, whatever is going on with the chat, like apparently in the press conference, Chip Kelly was asked about that, and he said like he was like slow to get the flag out or something when Pat Shermer was telling him or something. The challenge.
That's the thing. Some people blame Pat Sherman there because they're saying like
Yeah.
Chip might not see it, but Pat, who's
Yeah.
who's talking into the speaker, can see it.
And the way the players are reacting too, I mean, gotta could be an issue. Yeah, it's a clear difference.
Question about the players here too. There's times when there's a fumble and you have some idiot going,
Yeah.
"We got it already. We got it."
Yeah.
I mean, the pile hasn't been cleared yet, but it's like, "Oh, we got it. We clearly got it."
Yeah, they always. Yeah, that happens all the time.
And then when the official like breaks something they don't have it, they're like, "Oh no, we had it. This guy stripped it when you guys didn't see it."
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. So I mean, something in the future that they might want to, try to improve here because it's very it's a obvious difference from like Andy Reid, who seemed to like he would challenge everything.
He'd also waste those timeouts by the time the third quarter came around.
Yeah, whereas like Chip Kelly would.
He's actually been very conservative on timeouts.
And very conservative on challenges certainly. And so I mean, it's something in the future down the line this season. Who knows? It could end up coming down to a key challenge or something. As far as because they're going to play some tough games here, tougher games than what we've seen.
Oh, definitely. Arizona's not going to walk in the park.
Yeah.
Detroit could get pretty bad.
Chicago, yeah.
Minnesota, I think, is a perfect trap game.
Maybe.
And Dallas is always going to be an exciting rivalry.
I think they can. I think they should beat Dallas. I think the second time. Dallas, I think, is sputtering a little bit. I don't.
I'll say sputter when they lose to the Giants and the Raiders, and then I can say it's happened. They finally have collapsed as a team.
And historically, like December is not a good month for them too. Mm-hmm. They tend to
But again, if they lose to the Giants and the Raiders, there we could clinch this thing maybe even before. We don't even need to even beat them. We can just
I mean,
we might even just have Barkley play against them the whole time, and maybe an empty. I am just curious if any Cowboy fans will actually vote against the Jones family this year.
Yeah. But I mean, we're obviously.
I'm sure when we have our offseason talk about every team, there's going to be some story on every franchise that we can talk. We got Miami and the whole locker room issue there. That's an NFL story now. That's going to be a straight out in the offseason with Gordell and everything. But yeah, the Cowboys, we're going to talk about that probably. And is Shanahan out? Is Coughlin out of New York? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, there's a lot. Is Matt Schaub really out in Houston? Is Houston going to have to be is going to scratch and maybe have to get rid of some key players and start from scratch again?
Yeah. So I mean, and then of course, right now here in Philadelphia,
and what the hell happened to the Atlanta Falcons this year?
They lost an embarrassing game. I think
to the Buccaneers.
Buccaneers, who are now tied with them now because the Buccaneers won 2 straight. And
here's the thing, though. I mean, Jacksonville has a 1-9 record, but I think their locker room's a little more steady.
Yeah,
I don't think that there is a dysfunctional of a team as the Texans or the Falcons are now.
Yeah.
So I don't think they have this 1 seed locked up. I think they wanted to be because I think they want Teddy Bridgewater.
Yeah. The first draft pick.
But I think Chad Haynes been doing a fine job based on what he has to work with at Jacksonville.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be surprised if it's number 1 Atlanta or number 1 Houston maybe.
Yeah.
I think the Matt Schaub and Andre Johnson argument really is going to hurt the Texans. And Atlanta, they have Roddy White back, but he hasn't really done jack all season yet.
Yeah.
He has to do it this Sunday because they started him because they had to start him.
Yeah.
But no, we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, as for right now, I mean, the Eagles are on a 3-game win streak here, heading into the bye. They're already at 6 wins with 5 games to go. A lot of people.
I think I had 6. 6
we're predicting
as the top. I had 6.
Yeah.
I didn't think it would be this close with 5 games left, but
and as a bonus, I mean, they might even go 8-8, maybe 9-7, depending how for real they are.
10-6.
Even
10
I mean,
10-6.
that'd be. I think
we go 10-6. We got the division.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I mean, if they win 3 out of the next 5, I think they'll be solid. I mean, but we'll see how it plays out.
Who would the 3 wins be?
Minnesota,
Okay.
Dallas.
Okay.
I think the one, and then Arizona.
Arizona.
Maybe.
Okay.
I don't think they'll beat Detroit. I don't know. I mean, Detroit. I mean,
I think
these teams they have the same record. I mean, it's hard to tell.
Here's the problem with Detroit, though, and it kind of starting to show it against the Steelers. This team does so well in the beginning of the season.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, almost like Dallas, they just sort of collapse towards the end.
Yeah.
And this is weird because the Packers might actually still have a shot here if the Bears can't win games down and the Lions can't win the games. Because really, the Packers just threw these two teams a platter pretty much. It's theirs to lose at this point. Because by the time Rodgers comes back, if the Bears and Lions have like a 2-3 game lead with like 3 games left in the year, I don't think Rodgers can make the comeback.
Yeah.
They might win out, but I don't think they can catch up to a 2-game, 3-game lead maybe.
Yeah. Now, from what I heard, I think they were pushing for Rodgers to come back this next game, but they had, I think on Monday they had their third string, whoever was their third.
Tolson.
Tolson.
Tolson is starting against the.
They had him. So
he's starting against the Vikings.
Maybe the week, and the Vikings, maybe they'll be able to beat them.
We'll see what Christian Ponder does.
Yeah.
I pondered the thought.
Yeah. So maybe Rodgers makes the comeback the week after. I don't know who they play. I think
it would be the Lions on Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Which would be a big game. That would be a huge game.
Yeah, that's true.
And that was a game I thought Detroit would have in the bag if Rodgers didn't
play. Although that's only 4 days. So, I mean, we'll see if Rodgers comes back for that game.
Well, I think there's 3 games on Thanksgiving. Well, obviously, the 2 ones are that the Lions traditionally play on Thanksgiving, and so do the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Those are the 2 ones there. That's been a tradition. I can understand Dallas. I'd never understand how the Lions got cut this Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, they get the first game, the afternoon game.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But it's Dallas Oakland, which actually might be a pretty good game because Oakland Oakland is sitting there in the apparently who does not want to win the AFC. The AFC number 6 seed in this thing. The Raiders have a shot. Actually, the Buffalo Bills at 4-7 still have a shot.
Yeah, a lot of 4-6 teams.
If Houston and Jacksonville want to run, they could probably mathematically get back in the game race too. I think both of those teams are done.
Yeah.
But for me, Buffalo 4-7.
Yeah.
They're not out of it yet. They could go on a winning streak and make it still. 9-7.
And the 6th seed also for the NFC is becoming a little open too. Now that the 49ers,
but it's a little more competitive than
yeah, it's more competitive.
It's 5-5 is what the close one. For the NFC, it's 6-4.
Yeah. And
it's like Arizona, Chicago, Detroit.
Yeah.
You could actually throw us in there. We're 6-5.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not out of it either.
If it were to work out somehow, yeah. But I mean, a lot would have to go that way for.
I mean, granted, if it ended now, we'd probably lose. Because it would be against the
Panthers,
the dangerous Carolina Panthers now.
Oh yeah, who just beat the Patriots and a controversial ending there, but they won.
I can see where the official was coming from there. I know there's a lot of people saying that was a BS call.
There could have been holding call. Yeah.
No, I'm not questioning he got grabbed. The question is, was the ball still catchable when he grabbed the hold of it?
Well, I mean,
it was intercepted in the guy's hand when it was happening. It was an uncatchable ball.
Whether it was pass interference or whether it was holding, I think could be the issue. But
But I can never see. Obviously, Tom Brady was pissed the hell off.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Well, because technically, if it would have been called, it would have been the final play of the game. It would have been from the 1 yard line because of where the flag was
if they called pass interference.
And according to a lot of people who were saying that, that's what they thought it would be. And if it's from the one with Tom Brady for the win, Carolina's good, but I don't think they're that good.
Or if they called holding, I guess it would have been like a 5-yard penalty.
But still, it would have been closer.
They would have had it, yeah. They would have had, So
I mean, but Carolina, I mean, we'd be in the preseason, but preseason's a whole different animal.
Yeah.
Or the Saints could be the 5th seed. Because I don't even think they have the South wrapped up yet.
No, they still have both division games to play against each other. Carolina, the Saints.
Carolina can win both, and I think Carolina's defense is better than the Saints' defense.
I mean,
although Rob Ryan's done a hell of a job this year compared to where they were last year on defense. And offensively, I actually think Cam Newton can be just as good as Drew Brees.
Yeah.
In fact, he's I think he's 3rd straight season. He's rushed for 1,000, passed for 10,000.
Yeah.
I don't think any player's done in the NFL. So the question is this guy an elite quarterback now?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
it's I'm just Just
they're
saying.
playing what? I mean, they're playing very well.
I would say the Saints because they just don't do well in outdoor weather.
Yeah.
And they would have to play at Lincoln Financial Field, even though they might have the better record than we do.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean,
and let's just face it, they all remember what happened at Seattle against the 7-9 Seahawks.
Yeah.
We all remember that game.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I mean, it's an interesting playoff race we got here, but yeah, we'll see how Arizona does the next opponent this weekend. I guess whoever they play, I forget who they play.
I actually like Arizona's chances, even though their schedule is tougher than San Francisco based on current record. I think they can edge out the 49ers.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I don't know. I
think Colin Kaepernick's starting to prove everybody wrong. No,
Yeah.
some people right, mainly me, that he is not an elite quarterback.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he can be an outer elite, maybe. I don't know.
No, I'm just saying what I said here, which is that if you contain this guy, he's got to use his arm, and his arm is not what people think it is.
I mean,
and Vernon Davis going out doesn't help the situation.
Yeah, I mean, that's the point. I mean,
no, I'm just saying.
Use some help.
I'm just saying. Who's Tom Brady have at wide receiver?
Well, yeah, but Tom Brady's like a top 3 quarterback.
Okay, but there were some people like saying this guy's an elite quarterback. Well, if he's an elite quarterback, and even Matt Ryan,
I think he could be top 10.
Matt Ryan has proven to everybody wrong. He's not an elite quarterback either.
Yeah. Well, it's a sliding scale too. I mean,
I'm just saying the best work with what they have.
Well, yeah, that's why Tom Brady.
Peyton Manning is making guys like Eric Decker and Thomas and Welker even a star. Well, Welker was a star time we had to do anyway. It was Brady and that. But he's making guys like Thomas and Decker stars, essentially.
Well, yeah, that's why they're like...
The best can make anybody a star.
Well, yeah, that's why they're like top 2 or 3 in my list, whereas like Kaepernick heading into the season was like an 8 or 9 or something.
Yeah, or 10.
Yeah. And, Matt Ryan's
I'm just saying the championship quarterback makes the plays in the right time.
Not this,
And it's not happening with him.
Not this year for them, maybe, but... Yeah, but I mean, who knows?
Flacco's not making the big plays like he used to either.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's a sliding scale sometimes, but yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, we'll see who gets hot at the end of the year too. Mm-hmm. I mean, like Carolina right now has been a hot team, and we'll see if the Eagles continue to kind of be. I mean,
the Arizona game will be a telling story.
It'll be
before we start crowning this guy like we crowned Kevin Cobb instantly, because I remember that McNabb was gone. Oh, thank God!
Yeah.
God. The leech is off us now.
Yeah.
He didn't do much, but he just took us to 4 NFC Championship games and 1 Super Bowl. But no. He's the reason why our franchise is falling apart. Here comes Kevin Cobb. Oh, this is perfect. This guy's got franchise went over it. First game, injured. Who comes in? Michael Vick. Oh God, no, not Michael Vick. No. Just came back from prison and all that there. Oh wait, he's great now. Oh yeah, let's keep franchise QB right here.
Yeah. Yeah, so
Philadelphia fans just cannot make up their damn mind who want a QB at this point.
Yeah.
It's almost like a breakup with a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You like him, you love him, and then it's just not working out. I'm sorry, it's just not working out. It's not you, it's me. It's me. It's got to be me.
Yeah. Yeah, so I guess that'll wrap things up for this edition of TW Sports Talk today. So we'll next week it's a bye week, so
it's a bye week. I don't know.
I mean,
you know what? Let's
we'll have to prepare for the Eagles game, I guess.
Why not about the Eagles game? We can actually maybe talk about
around the NFL.
Maybe because I think we all still remember who our 6 playoff teams were.
Yeah.
Maybe we can talk about who's been getting them all right. I think I got Houston pretty much called right. I didn't think it was going to be this bad, but I got Houston right. Kansas City lost, but they look pretty legitimate still against Denver.
So, yeah.
27-17 is exactly a blowout.
Yeah. But I mean,
and as an Eagles fan, we can't really talk against Kansas City.
Yeah. I mean, Denver doesn't have their John Fox running the everything, and I don't know.
So because the coach was on the sideline. That's why it was in the lopsided
Peyton Manning was, hobbling sort of with the bad ankle, but
he didn't get sacked. Which thank God he didn't get sacked once in the game then.
Yeah.
Because he would have got down one nasty hit. That's it.
It could have been.
Keep in mind, Kansas City in 2 weeks at Arrowhead, and the Chiefs want payback.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if they'll get it, but I mean, it's not.
Hey, if Trent Dilfer can win a Super Bowl, I think Alex Smith can win a Super Bowl.
Yeah. Well,
and that's how it's going to be. This is going to be relying on a lot of this defense, not relying on a lot of points, and Alex Smith just scoring maybe 21 or 24 points and holding on to it pretty much.
Yeah.
That's how you win games. But that's how Baltimore did it with Trent Dilfer at quarterback.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it worked. So
Yeah. But I mean, Peyton Manning can. We've seen earlier in the season games where the Broncos have been down, and then, 3 touchdowns in a short span. I mean, that's
I'm just saying, I'm not burying the Chiefs like some people
even if
have
the
been doing.
Broncos. No, I mean,
I'm not burying them that yet.
even
Now
if-
they start going on like a 7-game losing streak then
yeah.
and miss the playoffs with
Well,
a massive
at this point, I don't see how they could miss out on the
6 games left, a 4-game lead over the closest wild
They already
card
had
team.
9 wins. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't see how they could lose the 6th seed if the.
Or the 5th seed.
Yeah. But I mean, even if
they have a 4-game lead over the Dolphins and the Jets, which is the next closest team.
Even if they were to lose out, everybody else would probably do enough losing that they 9 and 7.
They have a 5-game lead against everybody else then.
Yeah. 9 and 7 would probably
6. Yeah, exactly.
Can get that 6th seed.
And they should get all the wins in there because they got Washington in there, who's hurting. They got Oakland, who technically is a playoff team again, but still Oakland, San Diego, and I still think Arrowhead had that rematch. Might be.
Yeah. Well,
Denver better be saying this is a walk in the park against Kansas City. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't think they'd say that. But
and hey, if they beat Denver, they're back on the top of the division. They'll win again.
Yeah.
If they win,
unless they lose another game.
Well,
I don't know who else they play other than.
Well, no, they play San Diego and they play Denver again.
Yeah, but I mean, other than
so
that,
let's lose to San Diego. It's gonna be they're gonna both have one loss again.
But I mean, the teams other than that, I don't know. I don't know who else they play after that.
Maybe San Diego.
I think they might play the Colts. Actually, I don't know.
The Colts. Yeah,
they I think they.
That might be a loss.
Maybe. I mean,
the Colts. You don't know when they're going to when they show up.
They almost lost last week. Yeah, so.
So this way, if Denver doesn't win, which is like I said, I have them winning the whole Super Bowl this year. Because I thought they would, I didn't think they were going to dominate, but I figured they were clearly the best team, top to bottom this year. I had Kansas City making it. I didn't think they were going to be 9-1 at this point, though.
Yeah.
But I figured they would at least be good enough to make the playoffs.
Yeah.
And I was right.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, then again, I also thought Baltimore could turn it around and.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they still could.
They can make the 6.
I mean, they had an interesting.
But they could so could Pittsburgh and San Diego.
Yeah.
And the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah.
Don't discount the Buffalo Bills.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that'll.
So yeah, I mean,
that'll do it.
We can do
we'll
it.
see. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, we'll see how another week in the NFL plays out. Is week to week things can really change in the NFL. So yeah, we'll see how that week plays out, and then we'll call it from there. I guess as we head towards Thanksgiving already. So
yeah.
Thanks for tuning in.
Or Christmas Part 1, as they say.
Yeah, Christmas Part 1.
It's the same dinner. It's the same meal.
Yeah, but the first
it's the first Christmas dinner.
Yeah, without all the Christmas decorations or whatever. At least for some people.
No. We have turkey decorations. I have dinner.
Fall decorations. Yeah.
Yes, turkey dinners and
leaves and cornucopias and
Actually, we actually have wild turkey and somebody cooks that and
Yeah. So stay tuned for next week on TW Sports Talk.